So hello everyone. I'm Justine. I forgot to have a slide about me, but I have my website. So I don't know, don't read what is written there, but yeah, I'm from New Bulgarian University. I am associate professor in communication from the Department of Media and Communication. And also for ERUA, we are part of ERUA, as you all know. In Bulgaria University. At ERUA, I'm responsible for the communication. I'm our package 8 leader. And I encourage you all to follow also ERUA's resources, because in this way you could learn about many, many different initiatives that we have over there. But today, this is very shortly about me. I have written a lot of books on communication. Yeah, I have many different training courses at the university, which with bachelor's and master degree students. But today I will do this presentation because your lecturer was so kind at some point to say we must have such a lecture at MRU. I extended it. It will be about an hour. Of course, if you're in a hurry, don't worry to leave whenever needed. And I will try to cover the need of social media presence of the contemporary academics, teachers, and students as well, and the way we can use this and why we need to use it, of course, as well. So this is being on the social media. It's part of our academic branding. And what is the branding? Actually, is it is the way to build distinctive identity. So my identity is what I am teaching, of course, but also how I'm talking about this to different audiences, and also how through this I built my academic reputation. So if we think about 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, academic branding was not that important, because we had our old ways of communication and building reputation through scientific articles, through books, and through our lectures, etc. But now we live in a global world, and we know this, that we want to work more and more together. And to be able to work together, we need to build reputation digitally, to be able to connect with people in different places. Of course, this is also part of the ERUA's mission, because I started presenting myself as part of ERUA, to build a strong connection between among ourselves, but also it's very important that we build such relations with scientifics from all over the world, because there are many, many things to be discovered, and it relies on us. And when somebody is looking into where the people will look for researchers to connect with and to work with, they will look online. Nobody will look in the old manner, in the scientific magazines, let's say. So we need to create this unique way people will remember us and will know about our competencies. So it involves communication in all different channels. And if I ask you now which are the channels, it's very, very easy to know. Of course, LinkedIn. Please raise your hands if you have LinkedIn. Everyone has LinkedIn. Yeah, I don't doubt this. And most probably also Facebook, because Facebook is still very, very strong. But if we would like to connect with younger people, younger generation, we know very well we should be on Instagram as well. I don't want to say TikTok as well, but most probably this time will come as well. In 5 years' time, most probably I will talk about something else. And here, without making it political, but I also would like all of us to recognize that all those resources are American, North American. And also one of these resources, just one, is not American, it's Chinese, the TikTok. So I really strongly believe we will find our way to have our social media, social network or place not to use, because with all that I'm going to talk about goes also another line of sharing too much with maybe no somebody that we don't want to share with. So here I have a recent data picture with the data from 24 to 25, which businesses prefer, the business where prefer to have their marketing. Of course, Facebook. Facebook is very, very strong. Previous year, 25 was the first year Facebook did not have growth in numbers for users for the first year, and we all believe that in this year and next year, Facebook will be in decline. But even in decline, it will not go rapidly to 50%. So it covers like 90% of the market, and we should know this, and we have to consider what to do there. And I can hear many people say Facebook is my private place. Of course it's private, but how private it can be if the Facebook itself knows everything about us already. So my advice would be to use even Facebook for professional purposes, for academic purposes, not that much about private purposes. Of course, everyone is free to select for himself. Second is Instagram. LinkedIn comes on the third place. LinkedIn for us is really very important, but even it depends on our domain of academic interests and our wishes, of course, what to do. But even if LinkedIn is on the third place, for us, LinkedIn most probably as academics is the most serious place. Of course, we have then YouTube, TikTok, and others. So here I would like very quickly to introduce you to this idea about the three types of media that we have during the online with the online presence. So in the past we had just paid media, which were the newspapers, television, etc. We had owned media, which could be our own resources. But with the digital era and with the digital space, we have the very important earned media. So earned media is the place where other people talk about us. And here the whole lecture is about you as academics, but you can refer easily also to your university or your faculty, your department as well. So how we communicate and how we do our presence there to be best. Just paid media is not enough. But you see that all the three circles are equal because we cannot do each without the others. So if we just pay, we do nothing because the moment we stop to pay, we reach nothing. But we cannot go without paying, especially when we have projects that have to be communicated. Actually, this is one of the big dramas with the RUA because we don't have budget for paying our activities, and we cannot go beyond the reach of our own audiences. So owned media is your website, your page, your Facebook, etc. But this is very limited. On your own resources, you have 100% control, so you can place whatever you want, but you have a very small reach because people just go through your content. So it's very important nowadays to have so-called earned media, so to make other people to talk about us. Of course, you cannot, this should not be like order, but when you do nice things, people start to talk about what you are doing. So that's why I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the content and the storytelling later on. But to have earned media is the beauty of the digital space. But it cannot be just on earned media. It should go the three circles together to have good media coverage. And it means that you make something so good that your students, your colleagues, your partners, or somebody else is talking about you, your article, your book, etc. So what channels can we have? We have many different channels, of course. But first of all, I advise every academic to have his personal space, which is out of LinkedIn, out of Facebook, because all these channels, they are very temporary. I'm telling you that now the Facebook goes down. Most probably in a few years we will not have at all Facebook. Most probably we're gonna have some European channel. I don't know. But if you have something personal, like my website that I did show you in the beginning, this is mine. And whatever happens, nobody can take my website from myself because I develop it. It's very modest, it's very small. But here I have 100% control on the content and I'm independent of the social media, let's say so. And this is like a business card for me, so everyone could find information on it. So the personal website or personal blog, it could be also a blog as a platform, is very important. Then we have, of course, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, but also we have our profiles on ResearchGate or Academia. Academia, I believe all of you have such. And how often do you go and add information there? What should be the way when at least my advice would be to do this at least 4 times a year. I mean, to find even 10 to 15 minutes to go and update your profiles on ResearchGate and Academia, because those and not only there are many others as well, depends on your domain. But if you don't upload there your articles, your books, your new courses, how the world will know what are you doing? And if somebody is looking for a specialist like you to do a research together, let's say, they cannot find you easily. So it's really important. And also presence on other media is important. If you have an interview on the radio, if you give an interview for a magazine, if you do something outside of the academic world, show it also to the people and be also on the classical media, even if they don't have that big reach, they're still building our reputation strongly. Google Scholars, and also very important already, AI results. So go to the AI you use and ask him it, I don't know how we call it, what it knows about you. Because if it gives you that you're a doctor, medical doctor, let's say, or you are, I don't know, florist, maybe you have to train him as well, because the AI gets the data from somewhere. Where from? Not the social media. AI is not good with social media because social media are very complicated. Then if you have a personal website or personal blog, AI can have a place where from to take. Also, AI can take information from the magazines, newspapers, etc. But it should be trained. So check also what it goes when they ask you ask him. So the personal website is very important because you have the control, but also because this is the longest that you can have. And from my perspective, if you have your own domain, let's say my domain here is justinetoms.com. This is mine until I pay for it. I mean, this is mine even if we have Facebook, no Facebook, LinkedIn, no LinkedIn, TikTok, or whatever new comes. So this is mine, my most important digital resource, let's say, because I can have here all my books, all my articles without fear that they will disappear. I can create as many language versions as I want, and I also can have whatever I want. It's endless, and also if somebody really is interested, he will reach me through my website. Through the social media is not always the same, because on the social media people are just scrolling all the time, even on LinkedIn, even on Facebook, like in Instagram, just scrolling, and they don't pay that much attention. If somebody is interested in something, they will go to read a little bit more, and this little bit more should be foundable. And to be foundable, you have to plug it, to place it, to have it somewhere. Yeah. So all the social media build your reputation step by step. Every single post that you have, every single picture that you place there. So we should we should demonstrate our professionalism. So I know that academics are very modest people, but we have to show the world what are our interests and what article we are working in. Maybe most of the people would place this article when they finish the article, but my advice would be share it in the beginning. I'm starting working to work on this topic. I'm interested in this. Maybe with this call, you will find collaborators, or maybe somebody will help you with some data or something like this. So, and this is online integrity. Through this, we build this integrity, sharing on different steps our interests. Also, it takes consistency. So if I'm interested in this topic, I will show it, because I will not work only on one article. Maybe I will do a second article. Maybe I will do a seminar, a webinar. Maybe I will go to a conference to talk about this. And this shows consistency, that I'm consistent, that this is my professional interests. And also it takes persistence, which is different than the consistency in a way. And also it means that I should not leave my channels long time without anything, because in digital world, of course, on Instagram it's less than a week. On Facebook, if you don't say or don't do anything for 2 weeks, you're out. And on LinkedIn, maybe if you don't say anything for a month, you're out. But also, you cannot allow yourself, like in the previous time, let's say the whole summer, not to say the world what you're doing. Because usually for us academics, we are teaching during the winter and we are writing during the summer. You know, so even in the summer, communicate. That's if it is a summer, doesn't mean that you're not working on your academic research or stuff. So share it with the world. And also cross-channel connectivity is important, which means that even if you publish something on academia, the big website, you can share some of your advancement there on the LinkedIn, or from the website of the university. There is an announcement for your conference. You can share it on the LinkedIn, on the Facebook, to have a bigger reach. I have examples, so very soon I will. Okay, here are the examples. This is a colleague of mine from Athens. And this is his Facebook account. I just took the screenshot to comment a little bit on this profile as an example. So Stylianos has 1.3k friends, which is a huge amount of friends. Of course, friends is not always friends, real friends. Also, we see his picture very clearly. It's important to have the pictures to be pictures. I mean, not to be flowers, some animals, or some sweet, I don't know, synthetic images. Also, we here see his website, Papatanapoulos, whatever, Agora, which because he is from Greece and he has his website. So the website itself is his main resource, not the social media presence. The main resource is the website. And always the website should be visible and on the first place, because on the website we can find everything about him. On the Facebook, it will be just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And yeah, we see where where from he is. And also maybe from the image we can get some information about him. In this case, not much. But also here are I took some screenshots from his profile on the Facebook. So he's communicating about his publication. Happy to announce the publication of our new book on whatever, and the cover of the book is here as well. So I think this is a very good practice, and this is not that he is not modest, but he has work. You know how much work it is behind a book. It's huge work, and then he has to announce this. And of course, maybe Facebook is not always seen as a very appropriate place for this, because on Facebook people show other things, but I think for a good academic presence, we also need to share such kind of content on our profiles to build this wild recognition. And also, many people all over the world don't search on the Google; they search on Facebook, and maybe somebody will look for political communication, and he will find this publication. So I think it's important. So this is another colleague of mine from Prague, Charles University, Nico. See, he's placing a call for PhD projects in this case, and he is placing also this picture on which the building of their faculty is seen over there, the yellow one. But this is how we combine. So a beautiful picture from Prague, on which, of course, also the faculty is seen, with the call for the candidates. And yes, this is a very broad channel. It's still Facebook, very broad channel, but this is the way to reach as many people as possible through this channel. And we see many shares and comments and positive reactions on such a content. So we need to have a strategy for the content itself. First of all, do we place only professional content? And what we define as a professional? Is it just articles, or maybe some working groups that we work with, or some other type of professional events that we share? Very important is the topic about quantity versus quality, because sometimes some people publish a lot. Also, when you have an institution as a university, at any university, there are so many events going on all the time. So we should decide, do we place everything, or we just choose what to publish? From my point of view, it's better to have better quality than to have bigger quantity, because also on the social media there is this phenomenon that if we post 5 things a day, the 5th thing will eat the attention from the previous 4. So if we post 5 things in one day, really we lose the attention of the people. People will be over dosed with our content. So better to have just one meaningful publication of, if necessary, 2, maximum 3, but not 5 a day, because 5 a day, even an influencer doesn't do that much. And if we have to announce something important, it's important to give it space on the digital channels as well. So better to publish it first and not cover it with a second news, because covering with second news means the first one is disappearing. And also it means that we have to leave space between the first and the second one, maybe a third one, but enough space between them. And also it's very important the timing, because many, especially if you do this after works, you go back home and you decide, now I'm going to do this publication about my article, and you do this at 10 o'clock in the evening. It's not professional. Because of course you have this time now, because it's 10 o'clock, you're calm at home and you can do the publication the right way, but it's not the correct time, because at 10 o'clock people are looking for to go to sleep, or for something else, for drinks or parties or things like that, and not for your scientific publication at all. So better do this in the working hours, even if it is you can schedule. Very good tool on the social media is the scheduling. So you can schedule, do it in the evening, but schedule it to be published in the morning. So in this way, it will go as it should be. Also, the pace is important. So it's not good that you publish today 3 articles or 3 things about seminars, congresses, articles, lectures, and then 2 weeks you do nothing. Better to have a good pace for this and good tempo. A good tempo would mean if you have 3 publications, put them 3 days in the week, not for the whole time. And also this time frame during the working hours, and maybe Saturday morning, but no Saturday afternoon and Sunday, because this is the time for people to relax and for you as well eventually. So the golden rule would be the right content to be placed on the right, to be given to the right people, the right time, and via the right channel. Which means that maybe not all the publications should go to the Facebook or to Instagram, even not on LinkedIn. But that's why it's good to have your website, because on the website you choose. You can have everything there. But for the channels, you have to think about in front. So what could be the objectives of this social media presence? Sharing, of course, academic achievements and your research from the beginning to the end, but also connecting with colleagues from other academic communities. Especially on the LinkedIn, there are groups. I don't know if you are aware, but there are groups on different topics, and you can find, and you can search even through your topic to find such people and such groups. And especially for the LinkedIn, we call it not friends like on the Facebook, but connections, which means you are not obliged to know face to face everybody on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, you can have a very broad a list of connections, and it's very good to connect with people from different places through different academic communities, of course. Then also engaging with students. Of course, students are not that much on the LinkedIn, but students are on the Instagram, and eventually connecting with them could build your reputation, or even giving them some assignments connected with the digital space, because students love to be on their phones. Eventually we can find ways to connect better with them and to engage them better on a better way through our active presence there. Of course, building a professional networking, digital reputation, which is the key for today's lecture. So what are the good practices? Of course, collaboration with different authorities, which means also industry leaders from your topic, not only from academia, but also from the businesses, from institutions, because business is already on LinkedIn very, very actively, and also institutions are obliged. And also on European level, it's seen as a good practice to be there. So it's very easy for all of us to find collaborators or people to work with in different authorities on the LinkedIn. Also, we can highlight our affiliation, which is a very good practice, especially if you stand as one university and all you as colleagues. It could be through different branding elements, but even if you have small signs, or you have a good pictures of you at the university, so it's a big recognition both for you as academic and for the university itself. If you're working here, you should not hide, of course. And it should be part of the normal academic life to follow the different channels and to share content from different research groups and different activities that you have at the university level as well. So yes, the focus on the personal and the professional is very, very, the balance between professional and personal is very fragile. And I think it's necessary to find the golden line between. And again, of course, everyone is free to choose for himself, but I think that the personal life should be a little bit more behind the scene, because it's personal, and that's why the professional could be more exposed. Of course, as much as you want, but also this is really the way the university and your faculty also gains from your strong presence online, because in this way you say, I'm here, this is my domain of expertise, I do this and this, and I do it in my faculty, in my university, even in my country. And Europe is stronger through all this that we do, and we should say to the world what we do. Really, I don't know how in the future we'll develop the people who ignore the digital presence and who don't work for their digital reputation, because how can we, especially young people who are 100% digitally natives, how they will find us, the old ones, that we are not there. So we should be also proactive, which means not only publishing, but also trying to comment and to look into the profiles of the others, of the university itself, let's say even of a rule or some other alliances that you are part of, projects that you are part of, because this proactivity gives additional visibility of all these places. Let's say when if I see a publication of some of you on the LinkedIn and I comment it or I like it, also my network will see your publication. So this is the way, this I call it digital generosity, and it's very important, and it's not expensive because it's just one like or just one bravo, which gives courage to people and gives bigger visibility to their project as well. And of course, it requires a small dose of creativity, because if we all do the same, it will not be visible again. So each of us has to be with its own strong things and ways to communicate them. So what kind of content categories we can have? Of course, the scientific achievements, but they are not that often because we work a lot, and at the end the results come once in a while. But also we have articles and other kind of publications, research project that we start to work on. Also academic activity and the daily life at the university. This is very interesting because I'm sure each of you does interesting things with your students, with your classes. Maybe some of them could be shared and you can find new possibilities through this sharing. Also, of course, professional comments on different topics that are going on currently. The world is so unexpected and dynamic, so each of us can find a way to comment currently what's going on. Of course, media appearance, events, seminars, this is clear, but also it's good practices to have also different formats. So once you share a cover of a book, once you share a photo, maybe once you share a video, even a short video, but video content, especially for young people, is very, very important, and we reach them more easily than with the texts, of course. Screenshots, it could be from some kind of work, something else, and research results, of course. So the tempo for the different channels is different, of course, because they have their own character, but let's say the minimum and maximums, I give here minimum and maximum publications per month or per week. Yeah, academic portals are not to be don't forget them, and also LinkedIn and Facebook is more important for us as academics. Even one times a month is enough sometime. Okay. And we need to use digital storytelling. So don't read, it is a very long quotation, but actually this, I'm giving it as an example. If you have an article, from one article you can have several publications. So if you have one article, it's not just one publication, but you can have just one announcement that the article is out, and then you have in a few days another publication that you thank your colleagues or your partners for working on this article. Then you have some quotes from the article, the most important parts. So from one article, scientific article that you write, you can have several publications, and this also helps you build this consistency and of your presence that you include. But also from an article, you can have the quote more visual and have it on the Instagram, let's say, because Instagram is more visual. So you can have a follow-up of different, and through this you build a story actually, and you do storytelling. I continue with the examples. So here is a journal, Central European Journal on Communication. This is in this journal. I also have an article. Yeah, but this is the moment that Nico is sharing. Very happy to tell you the special issue based on this, blah blah blah, and the cover, which is a good practice. It's good to have visual content because people nowadays don't read anymore that much. Even we, I mean, my generation, people, we don't read that easily. But the young people, they want visual content, and this visual content helps them to read also eventually the copy above. So always have visual content with your publication. This is another for call for application for postdoc fellows. You see the picture is again something that opens the publication and helps sharing it. And also it's very, very important that just in few sentences we say everything that we want, because just less than 5% of people would click see more. See more, forget about it. Tell everything important in the beginning, if possible. Yes, even so, this is the cross media, the example for cross media. So Nico is announcing that they have a podcast. So the podcast itself is another channel, communication channel, but the podcast cannot reach big audience if it is not shared through other channels as well. And in this case, they also have something like a leaflet or something like that that he uses for picture, and the QR code as well. So we need all different ways to share what we are doing. And also we need to mention people. You see he mentions people. It is with the blue, which means that this publication will appear also on their walls on the Facebook or on LinkedIn. And also the project itself is mentioned, which means it will go also to the project's website page as well. So good examples. This is again Stylianos from Greece. I wanted to show you here the selfies. Selfies are not good for academic. They are good for private things, but not for academics. Because on selfie you never look well, especially if you're not an influencer who knows how to make it well. So this picture is not good. So much better are the second and the third picture, and especially the third one, because he's at City University London. So it's seen where he is. On the second picture, we don't know where he is. And on the first picture, their faces are very big because it's a selfie. So we don't do this because it's not good from reputation point of view. If I was to choose, I would choose just the third picture and eventually ask somebody to make a picture with the other professors, but not a selfie. And if it is a selfie, it should be really properly done. Yeah, and here he has an article in a newspaper and he published it again with visualization and with his face, or it's about the book in the digital age. So it goes, which is good. So he is very persistent in his publications on the Facebook. Yeah. This is another example. It's again from another Greek colleague, but it's from Facebook. And this is because he was invited on the TV for an interview. So it's very good to have, whenever you have such an interview on the radio, on the TV, on the magazine, to show it, to share it with the world, because this builds this credibility and this reputation. But what I would do would take a screenshot with him on the screen, not just the lady. Here is again another interview, again with mention. Whenever you have the mention, you get a bigger audience. And in this case, he's sharing from the TV, the Facebook of the TV, he's sharing the publication. so here we go to LinkedIn, about the profile a little bit. So this, I don't know this person. Maybe you can see I'm in third connection with him, so it's far away from me, and he's from Sao Paulo, Brazil. But tell what is done well on this profile and what is not. Can you say what is done well? The picture is good. His picture is good. Hmm? Yeah, it's not English.
So it could be better in English.
Yes, it could be better in English. It's in Portuguese, but also, yeah, of course, much more people would read in English than in Portuguese. And if you are a scientist, he's an academic person from Universidade Federal Fluminense. So he is academic, but what can be done better beside English is to have it not that long. 3 paragraphs is too much. Of course, maybe he does many things, but it's better if you can make it shorter, if possible. And also, we can use the cover photo as well. And yes, he's a professor in English. I don't know if you see, which is very good, but why the MD about info is not in English? I don't know. Okay, here again the selfies. Whenever we have, yeah, this picture is very good. This is from LinkedIn as well. Somebody is very happy for doing some project, finishing some project. But what is not good with the picture? Besides, this is a selfie. Whenever it's a selfie, you have somebody who is not, whose face is not good. But we see her, the people on the first row, and the others, the main bunch of people, we don't see them well. Some of them are so dark, and also we have too many elements that are not good. So a good communication would mean to crop the picture. So it's not big science anymore nowadays. You just take a second more to crop it, but not to be seen then all these TV sets and chairs and things that are around, and they disturb the attention of people. We have to focus. The communication should be very focused. So this is from again from our partners from Viadrina. I didn't take pictures from your university not to have somebody offended or underestimated. So, but I give it here examples from Eru's partners because I think that's what network is for, to learn from each other. So I took this example. University of Viadrina is organizing a seminar. And it has a beautiful visualizations because we can very clearly see that this is at Viadrina. We can see the faces, the names, and the domains of these two professors that took part in the conference. We can very easily see the date, the time, and where. And also we can see European flag in the background as well, which I think is important. So we have all the main components here, and it is a big contrast between the text with the white and the background picture, so we can easily read it. So this is a very, very good example of good communication for LinkedIn. Even if we don't read the above, we get all the information from the visual, and we are humans and we are visual, and we need we read much easily on this way. So this makes every communication much more powerful. Yes, we have to share the content. Sometimes we receive some diplomas, some certificates, and some things like that. This is also the way to say I was there, I took part in this. Of course, whenever we have humans is better. If we have a human picture and this one, we would always prefer the human picture because humans, we love to see humans' faces, eyes, and this is the real contact. Of course, sometimes we don't have a picture because maybe he was not there, but we received some certificate and things like this, but still it is worth to publish because this is an official document. There are logos, there are signatures, and we very easily understand what it is about because it's short. It's not a letter, it's not a big document, just a few lines, so it's also a good practice. This is again, of course, better with the smile of the lady than without the smile. But we see hashtags as well are used, emoticons with the stars and things like that. And this makes the thing very readable. Of course, this is a very professional picture in this case, but we can see her happiness, and it's very easy to understand what's going on the picture. Doesn't take much time to understand. So this is another example like this, very similar to the previous, but a negative one, because in this case we have very many pictures which are not good enough, and we cannot easily understand. Always, when you have the option, prefer to have one picture. When we have one picture, we call it hero picture. The biggest picture is the hero picture, and it should be the one that with the most information on it. In this case, this guy is sharing like 5 pictures, but people don't click it to see the other. But still, the pictures are not good, and it's better to have one than to have 5 pictures, because from one you can get much more understanding on what's going on. And if you have 5, like here, you're lost. And also here the picture is a little bit contre-jour, which means again the faces are not very well seen, so people will skip the information. It's much more actually in communication, much more psychology than technology. So here we know that what people like, and we should rely on this. Of course, when you go to conferences, it's good to state, I was there, I made there, I saw this, and I learned this. And it's very good also to have the picture in the moment where the speakers are presented, because in this way we have also many names. So this picture is very informative and very good for this, because we can easily see also who are the speakers with their titles and their affiliation as well. So for the academic networks, I gave an example with Google Scholar. Most probably most of you have Google Scholar. Do you follow? Yes. And also the good thing here is to mention your co-authors and to find your co-authors, because in this way you can easily enlarge your audience, and also more easily can get your articles on the list as well. So take a look from time to time to this resource as well. Again, like 4 times a year is enough. It's not necessary to go there every single month. It is very strange because the Ministry of Education in Bulgaria, they wanted from us as academics to show them our score here, our citation indexes. Even the Ministry of Education wants such things. But from time to time, go there, because this is also a way people, and especially AI, to find you. Again, AI doesn't look on the social media, but AI looks on such resources as Google, as websites as well. This is ResearchGate. I have some, one of my articles is 100 times read, and I get such badge. So it's very easy for me to share this on LinkedIn. So this is the interconnection between the different channels. So of course this is not information for Facebook, because nobody knows on Facebook what is ResearchGate. But if I share it on the LinkedIn, people on the LinkedIn know what is ResearchGate, at least the academic world knows. So it's a good way to communicate that I have this achievement. It's not a big achievement, that's why I didn't share it. But this is something that you could do, especially if you have better results as well. So I have here something known to you. Yeah, this publication is from the Ruhr Channel, and this is when you got the Vice Minister of Education last year. I think it was beginning last year. Yeah. or the previous, I don't know. Hmm? But it's I just wanted to show you here the comments and also um the likes, but also the comments. I wrote here, congrats, bravo, and Regina did answer many thanks. So this is recognition. I mean, of course, she could skip it and leave it without comments, but it makes a very good reputation for her if she answers. Especially, this is a very small gesture, but comments are important. This is a invisible support, through this. Even a like is a very important support sometimes. So, you know that influencers are gaining 100 likes, and for them, 10 likes more is nothing. But for us, for academics, for us as colleagues, this is very, very important small gesture. And I would suggest that you spend 5 minutes a week just commenting and giving feedback to the people you work with on the LinkedIn, because this is the way you show your support, and this is also the way you build your own reputation. It's not just because of Erua or just because of Regina, but also for myself in this case as well. So this is another picture from Macerata, again from Erua, again from LinkedIn. John McCord, director of Macerata's University, is very, very proactive on LinkedIn and on Instagram as well. You can follow him. He's doing really very good videos on the Instagram as well. But this is from LinkedIn, and this is from a board of steering committee, I think, during the a meeting in Macerata. And this is the picture. But what we have here, this is a not an official publication of Eroa, but on the profile of John McCord, we have he is sharing what was the meeting about. He is mentioning Keroa, and he is mentioning, of course, his own university of Macerata, and he is doing a small recap of the day with the main achievements of the day. And this is a very nice way to communicate everyday work, because we have some progress. We put a lot of effort, all of us, to travel to Macerata and to do this meeting. And there are some outcomes. We cannot always share the outcomes, but we can share to the world, I'm working on it, I'm dedicated, I'm with these people, and I'm happy with the progress we make. And this is very small, and he cannot post every day about the rule, of course, but whenever there is such event, it's a very good practice, even if he doesn't get as many likes as for his other publications, which are more sexy, let's say. So, key elements of online presence: selection on platforms. You're not obliged to be everywhere, but select the ones that will work for you. Be consistent, be regular in the publishing, high quality versus quantity, content variation and diversity. So, not only articles, not only books, but also everyday life, and also active engagement, which are the comments, the likes, and the shares. The benefits will follow, of course. Brand recognition, your visibility will be higher. Active academic network building, which is all about also potential other new projects. Of course, there are some risks. Um, Misinformation, especially if we are in a hurry, we cannot tell much. Maybe sometimes, maybe this could lead to misinformation at some point. Also, gaps in the presence. If we take 3 months vacation, it's not good at all. And also, it requires some investment of time and creativity. A few more examples before I finish. We are about to end very soon, but also this is Bruna Vives. She was our general secretary of ERUA, and this is her publication from our presence in Gothenburg on the biggest event, AIE. And this is we had a very, very bold stand over there, as you may see. And when the event is over, she's publishing. Just want to comment. There are 4 pictures here. One of them is selfie, and I want to say why is good publication beside even with a selfie. First of all, the hero image, the biggest image is very, very bold, and you can see smiling faces. So, Erua is not just generally secretary, not just a bunch of people, but many people who are dedicated and work together. And we can see this from the booth, branding, and the people's faces. We have again a selfie, but in the selfie is just confirmation of what I said. People who work together. We have another picture from the conference itself, from the stand, from the stage, for the stage, and this is with this picture we say I was also on the conference, not just on the booth and the networking, and also official picture of her on the branded place for the conference. So these 4 pictures work together, and it is better to have the 4 than just one because it covers the bigger what was the event about. And of course, the reactions are just positive, and this is great. The booth itself and the picture itself, we need quality pictures. Whatever we do, especially when we have bigger events, bigger conferences, we need a professional photographer, we need a professional video because social media eat content. They're monsters, but they want a quality content, which means the selfie is not good, as we already said. But if we have a professional picture, especially even branded, because in this case you can see also the ERUA logo and the European Union's logo over there, which makes it even stronger, together with the smiling faces of the people, of course. For the youngest people, of course, comes Instagram and TikTok. This is a video, I took it from the Instagram, but it's also on the TikTok. And this is the PhD student who teaches the young PhD students how to use AI, which tools to use. But video is very, very popular among young people, and if you can do a video about your scientific work, is beautiful. Also, I found on the Instagram another PhD uh, scholar in literature, I think, and history, sorry, and she has her own channel on the TikTok and on Instagram just for her scientific work. She's not sharing her personal life, she's not sharing some recipes or pictures from the beach. She's just sharing her scientific work, and this is beautiful, I think. And this is another dimension, new dimension of the academic presence in the digital space. So, last recommendations: to be bold, to be brave, because we are not used to be that active. It takes braveness to be more active, to be consistent, of course, to allow ourselves to experiment. Maybe we can do this and that and see the results. We can look for the best practices around us because they are here. And also, we can ask even the students or the AI for support at some point if we do well or what we can do better. So I hope it was interesting for you. I don't know if it was informative enough and if it was what you did expect it to be. But of course, I'm ready and I would be ready to answer. Yes?
This just what is being presentation reminder what living in. I have a question regarding the Facebook and Instagram and the relation between message and the multiple audiences come from different backgrounds and with different casts cast in life and actually the ultimate goal of Facebook at least was to connect all people in your likes. And I have noticed myself if somebody just pop on some of my posts on the professional message, now this niche, and it's of interesting to me, and this letter is my classmate from high school. I just have a tendency to skip.
I agree.
How
To manage.
to manage?
Yes, I absolutely agree, and it's a very relevant question because on the Facebook we are supposed to be more as we are, of course, but of course we should post whatever we want for our everyday life. But for Facebook, especially, it's good not to forget to publish from time to time also what you're doing because you're doing meaningful things. And the university needs also, you need this visibility also on the Facebook because sometimes we focus and we use for professional work only the LinkedIn, let's say. And then on the Facebook, people don't know what we do, don't. And for us, because we are academics, we are public people. Yeah, we are not somebody to be hidden. We all the time talk in front of many people, and it's necessary to stay because it's also a statement. I'm proud of my work. I'm proud of my work with my students, with my colleagues, and this is affiliation. And also whenever you do a research, you have to share it as well. It doesn't mean that you have every single post to be on the job itself, just this, because it will be boring really and nobody will pay attention. But let's say, I don't know, one of 10 could be on this. Mhm. Yeah. And especially when you're really happy with what you do, because also it doesn't matter just the topic on which you write, but the way you write about it. And if you're really excited to be on this and that and happy with the success, it will be perceived not, yeah, as interesting. Yeah. Thank you.
Could you talk more about academic networks, ResearchGate and academia? You compare them, which is more useful, and what are the differences are, and so.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you. Yes, I could do a separate presentation just for the academics. Actually, it's very, very interesting because they're very different in a way and they're very similar as well. And also, they have some functions which are paid and functions that are free. So it's a big question if we need to pay always. And I am really not sure that everything in academics should be paid the way it goes in the last years with publications and things like this. Also, it depends on which one you will choose from your domain and your colleagues and your co-workers with whom you work on a specific article or specific book. Because if they are in one of these, let's say in ResearchGate, more of them, it would be better for all of you to be more persistent in this in ResearchGate. If they are on the Academia Edu, then maybe you should be there. And there are many others also coming, and also this Google Scholar, and maybe you have some locals. At least in Bulgaria, we have 2 locals as well. So it's a question, it's a matter of if the colleagues in your domain are there or not. Because the power of the internet is the connection. Human's power is between the connections of among us. So internet replicates this and makes it stronger if we are all there. If there is a new social networking and on this social network there is just one person, it doesn't matter. It matters when we are all there. So I don't know which is better for your domain, and it depends, but you can very easily recognize if you go there and check what on your topic, who is there from your academic friends and things like and other content creators, books, writers, etc. I wanted to show you these 2 consensus. Do you know about consensus? Hmm? Yes, you know.
in the literature?
Hmm?
For the literature?
Yes, yes. This is a AI agent, but I don't know if you have a paid access to this because at New Bulgarian, the library bought for us, and we can use it without paying because the university is paying. Consensus is a very good tool It's an AI agent, but in which you can check literature, but not only articles from all over the world in your domain, but without the hallucination of ChatGPT or Gemini or the others. Because the big problem with the AI tools is that they hallucinate, they invent things that doesn't exist. And in Consensus is a huge database with all contemporary scientific resources, and this AI agent looks just into the really existing articles, scientific articles. And if you would like to find new colleagues, collaborators on your topic from all over the world, or if you would like to identify a niche, a topic that is not covered enough from your domain, it's a very, very good tool because it gives you very well in-depth calculations on how many articles are related with this topic and who are the people working on them, from which parts of the world, from which universities. So Consensus is really very, very beautiful AI tool. So here is AI, but it's really just with existing scientific articles. Did I answer your question? Yeah. So I think with the AI, very soon all the other old tools will go away. And most probably we will go more like this. And because, I don't support the fact that academia and research gates want for us to pay to have us listed a little bit above and things like that, yeah.
Wanted to ask about are your university looking for alternatives for all these American social networks? Because like to sell great stories that would feed only America
Yeah.
read and distortion is somehow, I don't know if it's very ethical. And are there other universities working on European alternatives?
I know that recently it was announced, I mean, a few days ago, was announced that we are going to have just in a few months in the spring on European level something like Twitter, which will be called W. And I was looking for this alternative for so many years. I really think that we as Europe, we should stop as soon as possible use this um, Facebook, Instagram, Meta, and even Google. I mean, we are very much used to this, and the way not only us, I mean, all over the world, those are the main channels used nowadays, and they are more trusted. Even they are not media, but they are seen as media, and the content there is not checked. They are not fact checking anymore. We know very well this, and we need to stop using them. But we need to have an alternative, and it cannot be on a national level. It should be European level, and I hope that now, after being kicked by the circumstances, Europe will do this really with this W. Let's hope it will be a good enough tool, and we're gonna accept it. I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, because all those that we are talking about are American, which is a huge problem, I think, for each of us, and country wise, and yeah. But still, even those research database, they are American as well. I mean, ResearchGate, Academia do, we have just a few resources which are digital, and we have to find out more and to escape from these ones.
Was I think ResearchGate is invented by Germans and editorial board is German scientists, no? ResearchGate.
It was in the beginning, but I think they sold it back in time to the Americans. And we have some, let's say, we have some resources in Europe that are ours, but yeah, I hope next time I come, I will talk to you more about the others. But actually, what I wanted to tell you today is not the channels themselves, but the principles on which, because those principles that I did share, they will apply also to the next whatever it comes. The principle that we should be there, that we should be proactive, and that we should show what we do, etc. Yeah. Okay. Maybe then thank you again for having me. And yeah, see you again. And see you on the LinkedIn for now, and then maybe on some hours